talk a bit about first angle and third angle projection. So what I made up here on SolidWorks is basically just a plane, a vertical plane and a horizontal plane. So if I was to have that there in a 3D or an isometric view, so if I want to turn, I'm going to put this into a front view or an elevation. This is basically all I see, just two lines. So I got my vertical plane just straight down, just like so, and my horizontal plane just straight across, just like so. Now, when I put them two planes together, it both intersects, and I end up with 4 different quadrants. So I got my first quadrant here, the top left corner, my second in the top right, third in the bottom left, and my fourth in the bottom right. If I wanted to draw an orthographic projection in first angle projection, my elevation will be in here in the top right or the second quadrant. My plan will go down below into the fourth quadrant, and my end view will go into the first quadrant. If it was to draw in a third angle projection, it'll be in the front, or the elevation will be in the bottom right or the bottom left corner or the third quadrant, and my plan will go above in the first quadrant with my end view into the fourth quadrant. So if I zoom out into the isometry again, that's basically what it looks like. If I swap over here now to my two photos, I have on the left, I have what my first angle is going to look like and my third angle is going to look like. So that's my first angle symbol, my third angle symbol there on the right, and just exactly what I was talking about, the two different views there. So what way they're positioned when they go into orthographic drawing. Now this was something I made up on SolidWorks, just another little 3D sort of object. It was just a small thing I made up. So if I want to look in from this side, I'm just going to put myself here. I'm the spectator, and I'm looking at this elevation here, this front face. So when I'm standing here, this is what I'm going to see. I'm going to see this square outline, this square cut out with these two red sort of triangle corners cut out with a top right and left corner. So I'm just going to swap over here to SolidWorks again. Now this is where I was doing my orthographics. So I've set up a drawing sheet for my first angle projection, and I have another sheet set up here for a third angle projection. They're both identical, but when I start drawing, they're going to be opposite way around. So this is my objects. There's an isometric of my 3D object I'm drawing. So I'm going to start off with my first angle. I'm going to bring it in here. I have my front view. So my front view, which in first angle was in my second quadrant. So my plan is going to be down below my fourth, and over to the left is my end view. So I'm looking in from the right, so that means when I'm drawing in orthographic, it's projected onto the left. That's the main rule to look out for. So I can basically match these up to the object that I have. So I have a cutout here on this face, so that's my front face. I'm looking in from this direction here. That's my cutout. I have looking down from my on top. I have this green surface here. That's exactly what I have here with this yellow fillet at the back. And here on my right view or my end view, I have this little shape, or this upside down L sort of shape. Now, so I can tell that there is my first angle projection. So I'm going to switch over to third angle. I'm going to draw on third angle this time. Bring in my shape again. Now I'm starting my front or my elevation in the bottom left on my third quadrant. My plan is going up into the first quadrant, and my end view is going out to the right. Now I'm going to color these again so we can just make sure we're all right. So I'm looking in from this direction again, and I'm seeing this square cut out, my bluish face, my plan up on top, green face again, and my end view out to the right is just that L shape upside down, so they're all matching up. So this is my third angle projection, elevation in the third quadrant, plan in the first, and my end view in the fourth. So that's all there is for the two of them, just to clarify them before we move on to auxiliary elevations.